Good day, everybody. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. We're having a little bit of stormy weather here where I live, but it's still a great day. Every day that I can forge ahead is a fantastic day. And again, any day 6 feet above ground is a great day. I hope you're all, pushing forward through these times that we're going through right now and using it as an excuse to grow, not hold yourself back. So today's topic is going to be, are there really any new ideas or simply a reframe in the works based on others' interpretation? So are there really any new ideas or simply a reframe in the works based on others' interpretation? So what do I mean by that? Well, I posted in the last 24 hours a phrase that I grew up with most of my life. And basically that phrase or statement or quote or whatever you want to call it was blood is thicker than water. And I was quite impressed actually with all the conversation I had in that post in regards to what does blood is thicker than water mean. And obviously, as human beings, you think to yourself, well, before I respond to this, I'm going to Google what it means. Hey, Raphael. Hey, Kurt. So you Google it. I Googled it myself before I even made the post and asked people what their thoughts were about it, what it meant to them. And some people, they automatically said what it meant to them based on their life history. Others Googled it and put in what Google comes back with. And I'm amazed at, what is life? Life is based on stuff, information, quotes, knowledge, history from the last thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and people interpret it and reframe it based on how they interpret it. How does it fit into their life picture? What does their life picture look like? Well, who knows? Everybody's got a different life picture. But we reframe information based on so many different things. So that quote, blood is thicker than water, has been tied back to history, back to the Bible. It's been tied back to times of war. It's been tied back to like a couple thousand years ago. It's been tied back to the Germans. I found stuff when I researched it on Google where German people have taken ownership of that quote, and the words are a little bit different, but everybody's got a different slant or take. My slant or take, or my framing of it was growing up is that family is number one. Family is the most important thing that, is going on in your world. And obviously it's not the same case for everybody. And I get it. And that's okay. We all have different interpretations of, again, quotes, phrases, or what people will say. I'll use this as an example. I follow many inspirational, motivational people over the last, going on probably close to more than 30 years in my life. And you'll read something from one person that is framed or expressed a certain way, and then I'll read a book years later or listen to an audio, maybe it's even today's day, where it's a podcast, and I'll hear that same ideal come across, right? But I know I heard it somewhere else. I've heard it from other people. And then you can dial it back and you'll get people like Florence Nightingale, who was one of the first inspirational, motivational speakers on the planet, who talked about the fact that a lot of different things come from the Bible, right? So you can look back at the Bible that is a couple thousand years old, the information that's contained within the Bible, and find a lot of inspirational, motivational things that talk about being kind and talk about doing the right things and being a good person. And then somebody fast forward a couple thousand years later, like Anthony Robbins, talks about something like that himself. Is it because it's a new idea? Not necessarily. It's a fact that he reframed it based on how he was raised, based on the challenges he's gone through, based on his experiences. He put it into his own words, based on his own energy, based on his own life experiences. And then somebody else might put it into their own words, their own experiences. Somebody like Andy Frisella, who I have a lot of respect for, he says it how he's going to say it based on his life. He reframes it based on his experiences, what he's gone through, what he's currently going through. And the message is still the same, but it resonates differently with different people. So the Bible might resonate with some people, get the message across. Anthony Robbins, right? Tony Robbins, Andy Versella, and even, one of my newest mentors. He says things differently and it really resonates and strikes home with me is Tony Watley, right? And the 365 Driven Society, all the people within there and some of the comments they say, maybe I didn't think of things a certain way until they express it based on their world, right? Their world and their experiences from between their 6 inches and from their heart. They are saying an idea that could have been around for thousands of years, but they see it different. So they reframe it based on their life experiences. So again, today's topic was, are there really any new ideas or simply a reframe in the workspace and others' interpretation? I don't think there is any new ideas. I think that really everything is just a regurgitation. Now, I'm not saying new things can't be invented. I'm saying ideas, conversations, thoughts, quotes, they all tie back to somewhere or something. And people, you know what? I'd love to say we're all original, but we are. We are original because when we present or we interpret something and give it in a different frame, right? It is original to us. And those that listen to it, majority of them, it's new to them as well. But really, the idea or thought came into our brains from when we were young kids, from the people we associated with, the lessons we learned in school, the media that's been interjected into our lives, whether it's auditory, visual, and we've read it, whatever the case may be, or we've watched it. But just realize, you know what? We're all original. We all look at different things and we all have an interpretation based on our life experiences. We then express it based on who we are, what we stand for. So, that's not a bad thing. So I hope you're all having a fantastic day. God bless. Peace out. We'll talk to you tomorrow.